Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Lincoln. You guys have seen him before, but he's so much bigger now in this video than he was in previous videos. He's almost 10 weeks old. He'll be 10 weeks old tomorrow, which just completely blows my mind. We're getting ready to have our afternoon bottle, so I figured I would go ahead and film while I feed Lincoln. I shot my thumbnail photo in my bedroom, which is why it looks different, in case you're like, did she move locations? It's because I did. I had intentions of filming up there and it just didn't work out. So we're down here sitting on the floor. Lincoln's eating his bottle. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the baby products that I found were super like either essential or must-haves. I know a lot of people film these videos and they can get super duper overwhelming, and the fact of the matter is babies don't need a whole lot of stuff, especially newborns. They need, you know, diapers, a couple of clothes, a place to sleep, and just love. They just need tons of love. And I feel like it can get very overwhelming to watch these videos of all these recommendations and newborn must-haves. And I know for me, I made so many lists and bought so much stuff that I ended up not needing. So in today's video, I wanted to kind of narrow it down to like the stuff that I found super like life-saving to recommend to you guys. By the way, if you are new to my channel, my name is Melissa. This is my baby Lincoln. I typically make makeup and beauty related videos, but when I got pregnant, I started making pregnancy videos, and now that I'm a mom, I'm making mommy videos. So if you like all that kind of stuff, lifestyle, mom stuff, makeup, then definitely check out my playlists. I have a mommy playlist, a pregnancy playlist, all the makeup videos, and subscribe because I would love if you guys would stick around. Okay, I will also insert photos of all of these things in this video because my hands are a little bit full, so I can't really show you the products. But I'll be sure to insert photos or like little video clips for you guys. So the first thing on my list is newborn size clothes. This is something, I talked a little bit about this in my question and answer video because someone asked me like, what do I need more of, newborn clothes or 0 to 3 month size clothes? Everybody told me not to buy any newborn size clothes because they were like, what if your baby is too big? What if, you know, they grow out of them? They grow out of things so fast. And it's true. He wore his newborn stuff for about 6 weeks, and I was not prepared at all for 6 weeks worth of that size clothes. I think I had like a couple of onesies and a couple of sleepers, and he was tiny. And well, he was 7 pounds 10 ounces, so he wasn't like super duper tiny, but he's, you know, he wore those clothes for 6 weeks. And so my advice would be to prepare and have like, you know, maybe 5 to 10 onesies, 5 to 10 sleepers. That way, if your baby does fit in newborn size clothes, you're not constantly doing laundry like I was for the first couple of days. I actually ended up going to Target and buying more newborn size clothes because I needed them. I also recommend these pod swaddles. They're the Swaddle Me pod swaddles for newborns. They were so easy. So swaddling with a blanket was hard. I don't think Matt or I ever really quite grasped it. They make it seem so easy in the hospital. The nurses will just like swaddle the baby like it's nothing. We tried, we got pretty good at it, but honestly the pre-made structured swaddles are just a little bit easier, and our favorite and Lincoln's favorite were the little pod swaddles. It's basically just a little pod with a zipper on it, and especially when you have a brand new baby, it just makes it easier. Sometimes like the Velcroed ones, they're just really complicated and they're frustrating, especially when you have, you know, a screaming baby. So these pod swaddles Lincoln loved. We actually ended up ordering more of them. So we started off with 2 and we ordered more while we were in the hospital because we were like, these things are lifesavers. He loves them and he can't wiggle out of them, and you don't have to worry about the blanket getting on their face or anything like that. So loved those pod swaddles. Okay, the next thing on my must-have list are small newborn-sized beanies, especially if you have a fall or winter baby. We had a ton of hats that we were gifted or that I bought, but they didn't fit his head. His head was so tiny and so fragile and so soft. I was just scared to put some of those hats on them. They do usually give you a beanie in the hospital, but the hats that I found that I loved the most, in fact, they're pretty much exclusively the only hats he wears, and they still fit him. He's not wearing one right now, so you're probably like, oh yeah, sure, Melissa. But if you follow me on Instagram and watch my Instagram stories, you'll see he's pretty much always in a copper pearl little top knot beanie. They are so soft. The fabric is stretchy, so they will fit your baby for well past the newborn stage. I think they say they can fit them up to like 6 months, and they come in the cutest little patterns, and they're just, I love them. Honestly, like he wears them to bed, we wear them out and about, and yeah, highly recommend copper pearl. They also have the softest swaddle blankets. If you do want to try the blanket route for swaddles instead of the pre-made structured zippers or velcroed ones, copper pearl swaddle blankets are so soft. Everyone recommended the Aiden and Anise ones to me. I don't like those ones at all. I think they're too thin, and they're kind of frumpy. After you wash them, they get all wrinkly and weird, whereas the copper pearl ones are soft. They're also thin, but you can kind of fold them in half and make them thicker. They come in really cute patterns, and they wash a lot better. So I love copper pearl, highly recommend them. I will link the website down below for you. I'm gonna link all this stuff down below for you guys, but definitely recommend copper pearl beanies for sure. The next thing I have on here is socks. So I know everyone told me like your baby's not going to keep socks on, they're going to kick them off. The ones, and he's wearing some right now, that I found fit the best and stay on, he can't get them off, are these tube socks from Carter's. They have like a taller, thicker band at the top, so they stay on his foot and he can't kick them off. We also put him to bed with an owlet, which is another thing that's on my list. But we put these socks over the owlet so that like holds the owlet in place. And yeah, so the tall tube socks, perfect. They don't come off of his feet. Back to the owlet. I also really recommend this. It is a pricey, oh, look at that spit. It is a pretty pricey thing to have, but basically the owlet, if you're unfamiliar, it's a little sock that you put on their foot. They wear when they're sleeping, and it monitors their heart rate and their oxygen levels. I will say we didn't use this the first couple of nights that we were home from the hospital, mostly because we were so sleep deprived, and the thought of like getting it out of the box and figuring out how it works was just completely overwhelming to us. But I was a paranoid mom. I think as most first-time moms are. Every little noise he made, every little thing that happened, every 5 minutes I was looking at him because I was so afraid that he was going to stop breathing. And it terrified me, and it terrifies, I think, most new moms. So the owlet is just peace of mind. I know it's not perfect, and I know things have happened. Oh, good burp, buddy. Even while babies are wearing the owlet, but it just gives you that sense of security. So I highly recommend it if you can afford it, just to give you that peace of mind that your baby is still breathing at nighttime. Okay, the next thing I recommend is the Graco Play Yard. Now, I think other brands make them, but we have the Graco one. Is it Graco? Is it Greco? I think it's Graco, right? So basically, it's a pack and play that also has a bassinet and a changing table attachment that you can click on and off. It also has a separate like little stand where you can clip the changing table off and put it on the stand, or the bassinet off and put it on the stand. And what I like about this is, I mean, basically you could use that bassinet as your in-room bassinet if you wanted to. We have the Halo bassinet in our bedroom, which I don't think was worth the money, but that's a whole nother story. But what I like about the Play Yard is it works really well for downstairs. So we have a 2-story house, we have upstairs and downstairs. His bedroom, his nursery is upstairs, so his crib is upstairs, his changing table is upstairs, his bassinet is upstairs in our bedroom. And so, but we spend most of our daytime downstairs because our kitchen is down here, our living room is down here. I mean, most of our day is spent downstairs. And so the thought of having to run him upstairs to change his diaper, or to take a nap, or to get in his bassinet, it's just overwhelming. And so to have this like click off, click on thing downstairs has been a complete lifesaver. We love it. In fact, I asked my husband, like, what are the newborn must-haves that you think I should put in my video? And that was the first thing he said, was that Play Yard. It also has like a basket on the side where you can put diapers, diaper rash cream, extra swaddles, extra burp cloths, things like that. And it's been really helpful, especially with the 2 stories. Also, having 2 diaper pails, so one for upstairs in the nursery and then one for downstairs. That way, again, you know, you put your dirty diaper, you don't have to run up and downstairs. You can just put it right, you know, right next to, you get what I'm saying. Also, this boppy pillow that is on my lap right now has been so helpful. As you can see, he's sitting on it right now as I'm holding him. It works well when other people are holding your baby. If you nurse your baby, if you breastfeed, it helps with that. It's just nice. I know, you know, babies are kind of heavy. He only weighs like 10 pounds, 11 pounds, but they still get pretty heavy after a while. So having something like this to rest them on, it just makes holding your baby so easy. Also, as they get older, they can kind of like, you know, prop up in them. They can do tummy time in them. They can sit on them, sit in them for support. So the boppy pillows are nice. They're not very expensive. If you are nursing, I recommend the Breast Friend pillow, which I talked about in my postpartum must-haves video. But as far as like baby essentials, I really like this. I mean, you can see he's just chilling. Another thing I didn't realize I was gonna need so much of was burp cloths, you guys. I thought I had way too many burp cloths, but we go through burp cloths like crazy. Also, I think the upstairs downstairs thing has something to do with it, because we have, you know, some in the living room, we have some in our bedroom, we have some in the nursery, we have some in the loft, we have them everywhere. The diaper bag, they're just in the car. We have burp cloths everywhere. And not that he's a super spitty baby, but babies in general are just spitty, whether they're breastfed, bottle fed, you know, before teething, after teething, they just spit up. And so it's nice to have a rag handy, so you can just kind of, you know, like I'm doing right now, wipe his spit up. And you need a lot of them. Like, unless you want to be doing laundry constantly, you need a lot of them. You don't have to wash them every single time you use them, but they start to smell like sour milk after a while, and they just get kind of gross. And so I wash them like every other day. But honestly, I mean, probably like, this is going to sound excessive, but like 15 burp cloths would be good. A lot of burp cloths. So pacifiers are one of those things that every baby is going to want in like a different brand. But what ended up working for us was the AVENT, oh, Lincoln. Oh, there we go with the spitting. I think they're called this, not the Soothies. So not like the big plastic ones that they give you in the hospital. He did like those a little bit too. But I think they're called the Softies. Soft pacifiers. I don't have one handy, which is crazy. I think I left it in the swing from when I took him out of the swing. But they're kind of like the soft touch pacifiers. I saw actually Casey Holmes' baby was using them in one of her Snapchat stories. So I was like, okay, maybe Lincoln will like them. And so I bought them, loves them. They're the only pacifiers that he likes now, the only pacifier that he uses. So I don't know if it's like the soft texture of them or what, but he loves them. And so if you're struggling finding a pacifier that your baby will take, maybe try those. We use the AVENT bottles also, so maybe that has something to do with it, like the texture is similar or something like that. I don't know. I will also say dogs love to eat pacifiers. I didn't know that, but I walked in on my dachshund eating a pacifier when he was just a couple weeks old, so watch out for that. But yeah. Also, a lot of babies do like the Soothies, like the big green ones that they give you in the hospital. That's what he used for a while. So, I don't know. Pacifiers are hard. Also, don't go crazy buying too many pacifiers, because once you find one that works, it's kind of like if you find it early enough, then you have all these extra ones that you didn't need. That's what happened with us, is I bought like 10 different kinds of pacifiers, and we ended up figuring out what he liked pretty much right away. And so, I wasted all my money on those other ones. You know what I mean? Okay, the last thing I want to tell you guys about is the Windy. Now, this is such a strange product, and I talked to my pediatrician about it, and she was like, I've never heard anybody talk about that before, but it sounds like a great invention. So if you have a very gassy baby or a constipated baby, or if your baby goes a couple of days without pooping and you're really worried, it's scary, right? You have this new baby, you're a new mom, you Google things, it starts to scare you. You're like, oh my God, are they dehydrated? Why aren't they pooping? They're so gassy, they're so fussy. So Frida Baby makes these things called Windies, and basically they're like a little hollow stick with a point on the end of it that you put in your baby's butt, and it helps them poop. It helps them pass gas, and it helps them poop. And that sounds really weird, but motherhood isn't always glamorous, right? But it works so well, you guys. So anytime, and we've only had to use it a couple times, 3 times I think since he was born. But anytime Lincoln has gone a couple of days without pooping, or if he's really, really gassy and really, really fussy, Instead of using gripe water or gas drops, we use the Windies. That's kind of like a way to avoid medication, which I think is a good idea. But yeah, you basically put it in their bum like a rectal thermometer and lift their legs up and kind of like push their legs towards their belly, massage their belly, and you'll hear like a little windy, and then all of a sudden just poop just goes everywhere. So be prepared. They are very messy. But it really helps if you're worried about your baby or if they're really gassy and you need to help them relieve that gas. Alright guys, well those are the newborn products that helped us get through the first 10 weeks. We're still new at this, we're still going, and I'm sure as he gets older, new things are going to pop up. I mean, there's also other things that we really liked to have, like the DockATot has been fabulous. We have a swing that's been fabulous. There's lots of must-have things, but those are the things that I found were like nice to have, top priorities for me. So I hope that this helped. If you're expecting your baby, then congratulations. Buckle up, get ready for the craziest time of your entire life. But I think that's about it. What do you think, Lincoln? What do you think, buddy? Mom needs to eat some lunch now. You had lunch, now I have lunch. Alright guys, well that is the end of today's video. I hope that you enjoyed watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Mwah. Bye. Say bye, Lincoln. Bye-bye.